Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alana and I'm the owner of ethēra. It's a small aromatherapy business based here in Ōtautahi, Christchurch, New Zealand that I started last year in 2025. On this channel, I talk about my journey building a business from the ground up, the wins, the challenges, and all of the tea. This week, I'm going to be talking about how April's going for ethēra, and I'm doing a bit of a deep dive into some real sales numbers and also some tea on the market situation in Christchurch. So let's get into it. What's ethēra been up to in April? April's had some really big highlights. I'm super excited. So win number one, a very important first, is wholesale. So I had my first proper wholesale order come through. It's technically my second wholesale order that I've had. The first one was negotiated with another local small business who mainly do design and jewelry, and they incorporate other local brands into their gift sets. And they're going to be releasing gift sets in time for Mother's Day. So they'll be incorporating some of ethēra's products into those gift sets. So watch out on socials where I will be announcing what, why, and when soon enough once those go online. And it's an absolute honor to be working with this brand. They're extremely talented artists, and it is my first collab with another local product. So stay tuned for more info. But the thing that I'm really excited about this week is I got my first ever wholesale retail order. So it's a prominent retailer here in Christchurch. It's a very prestigious store to get into. It is a small order that they're starting off with. So it's just a small selection of some of the soaps. So the order itself wasn't a high dollar value, but the point here is that it's the start of a business relationship, and it positions ethēra in the wholesale game as well. So I can use it as leverage, hopefully, when building relationships with other retailers. So I'll be able to share a bit more information about this very soon. So stay tuned on socials to find out more info. Massive first win for ethēra. ethēra has started building a stockist network in Aotearoa. Win number two, ethēra got into one of the biggest markets in the city. Christchurch has a really vibrant market scene. Last year, ethēra had started attending markets in about November time. I wasn't quite ready to attend markets before then. So this is one of the yearly markets that happens every winter. So ethēra for the first time applied and got accepted into the largest craft market here in Ōtautahi. It might not sound like a massive win to everyone, but every crafter, every artist, every designer in the city tries to get into this market. So it has a bit of prestige. And this year, the market received about 30% more applications than they had spots available. So that means a significant number of stall holders and artists and designers were turned away. And I cannot imagine how hard it must have been for the organizers to have to choose between so much talent that there is in the city. I got in on my first application, so I'm incredibly grateful. And also a sign that ethēra is resonating, it's becoming recognized, and it's a bit of a sigh of relief as well to know that ethēra is in the top 70% of local businesses. Win number three, online orders. So last month in March, ethēra had a total of 6 online orders. So far in April, I've had 4 online orders. So we'll see what happens before the end of the month. Hopefully I can match or beat what I did in March, but we'll see. I'm counting this as a win because it's still an honor to know that people are trusting ethēra enough to purchase online, sometimes without even touching, seeing, smelling the product. And even though the online market isn't exploding at this point in time, it's ticking along, and I'm counting that as a win. Moving on, win number 4 is the April expo. And let's talk numbers, let's dive into this. ethēra had another expo in April. It was a smaller one to the one that I had done in March. and I was much better prepared for this one. There was a lot of work that I didn't have to do for this one because I'd already done it for the one before. And this was a really good expo for ethēra, not in terms of size, but in terms of it was health related, and so it was very aligned with ethēra's ethos and our target market. Overall, it went well. The expo ran for 2 days, the Saturday and the Sunday. It was busy in the mornings, and then in the afternoon it kind of died down. So the numbers weren't as good as they were, I think, expecting. I think it was great exposure for ethēra, but it's hard to quantify how valuable that exposure is. And we'll take a look at some numbers. So on day one, I made a total of $455 of total sales at this expo, and on day two, $495. So the total sales for the weekend was $950, and the stall fees for the weekend were $449. So removing the stall fees from the total sales, what I'm left over is $501 in total sales. But that's obviously not my profit, right? So let's say average profitability is around 60-65%. So that gives me around about the $300 mark in total sales. That doesn't include GST. It doesn't include any of my other costs like gas getting there, which took us 4 trips there and back on the Saturday, the Sunday, and 2 trips setting up on Friday. So, you know, that's about $150 per day mark, roughly speaking. Day one was a 10-hour day of market hours, but I was actually there for longer, setting up and stuff like that. So it was 10 till 6 on day one, so an 8-hour day, and 10 till 4, so 6-hour day on day two, plus pack down, so obviously longer. So total of 14 hours of market time for $300 for both days. So it's not that great, but it has given me some profit to work with. And in these challenging economic times, it's pretty good. At least ethēra was able to make some money at this event and not lose money to go to this event. Total sales for April so far is sitting around $2,200. Obviously, that's total sales, not profit. Once you've factored in things like the stall fees, materials, other costs, packaging, display materials, cost of R&D, basically all of my profits this month are gone and eaten up by other stuff. So at this point, I'm still not paying myself, and ethēra is still in the red, but the gap between my total outgoing and my incoming is slowly closing. So my net negative at this point is somewhere in the $9,000 region, and that gap is slowly closing over April. I've been seeing it closing slowly over April. So hopefully I'll be able to continue closing that gap over the next few months. So although the profit from this expo/event was pretty tight, I'm still chalking it up to a win. Times are really tight right now, so walking away from an expensive stallholder fee event with any amount of profit is good. These events are important not just because of the immediate profit. Like I said, they're also about exposure, brand building, and building future opportunities. And speaking of future opportunities, win number 5 for the month is R&D. April has been the month of R&D. So I'm super excited. R&D is my absolute favorite part of running this business. I've been working on a few new products and testing them out, and ethēra is getting closer to releasing them. So my plan is to take these new products with me to markets and get feedback directly from you before committing to larger batches and fully releasing them online. So if you want to get your hands on some brand new, not even released yet ethēra products, come and find me at a market. I'll be at some of the coolest events all around Christchurch. So what ethēra is going to get up to over the next little while is, First of all, I need to continue refining and bringing my R&D products to market. And I've got quite a few of them, so keep your eyes peeled on social media. Second thing I want to work on is keep on building relationships with retailers and growing the wholesale side of my business. That is going to be critical, especially with winter coming in. Number 3 is step up my advertising game, especially with Mother's Day coming up. That's a really good opportunity to get some new fresh ads out there and try and get the online stepped up just a little bit. And the fourth thing that I'm going to be working on over the next while is to start preparing for my next big expo. It's going to be in June, and it's going to be my first ever business to business event / expo. So it's going to be a whole different space again. And for the challenges of the start of April. So here's the normal reality check: is the economy is obviously, times are still really tough out there. I have noticed a dip in my sales. Getting a small new business up and running already feels like such an uphill battle enough as it is. So doing this during very challenging economic times is just making it so much harder. People are spending less, the costs and the stall fees of everything just keep going up, and ethēra is still neither profitable nor am I able to pay myself at this point in time. So although $2,200 in total sales sounds great on paper, when you break it down, it doesn't really reflect the amount of time, the energy, and the full costs of running the business. Challenge number 2, market work. So there's a market in town that I've been applying for, I've been trying to get into. It's a great market, and I've just had really bad experiences talking to all of the organizers. Both of the organizers have been really rude to me. One of them had some spots come up free recently and decided to give me a trial run, so I tried it out. And before I did, she was really nice to me and really sweet. She did say that she was concerned because there is another person selling the soap at this market. And I said, well, I'm not really that concerned because I'm not just selling soap. I also have other items. I have a whole product range that I'm going to be selling. And I listed out the product range to her. So I did the market the other day, and the organizer couldn't be there, but the soap person was obviously there. Today I had to call the market organizer again to check in with her and see if she had a spot for the upcoming weekend. She was really rude to me and reprimanded me like I was a school kid who had done something bad. She said that she had told me that I was under no circumstances to sell soap, which wasn't the case at all. That's not what she had told me. Long story short, it sounds like the other soap person, who was really sweet, isn't that friendly after all and has got their cat claws. And I'm apparently no longer welcome at this market, even though the feedback that I got from the local community was to please keep coming back. It's unfortunate, and it just makes me feel really sad because I would still really like to get into this market, and I wouldn't have purposely done anything to sour that relationship. But I suppose it's a business 101 lesson. Not everyone wants to support you. Some people will get their claws out and feel threatened, and there's nothing you can really do but pick yourself up and move on. Despite all of that, there is momentum, and it's good momentum. There are some small wins that are turning into bigger opportunities, and there are conversations that are turning into relationships. So there is progress. And if you're running a small business like me, or you're thinking about starting one, I hope this makes you feel a little bit less alone in your journey. And if you're interested in just watching someone else build a small business from the ground up, please subscribe and keep watching. And I appreciate you being on this journey with me so much. Bye.